Wah, 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 wah. What's up, everybody? Hello, hello. What happened to all the other comments? We had a bunch of other comments that just disappeared. What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday evening. The Sixers are losing to the Pistons, although I think they narrowed the gap here in the fourth quarter. John marks the spot. Delco Steve's here. A lot is happening in the world of Philadelphia sports and beyond, including those two jabronis up in New York last night, which might be the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. The absolute dumbest thing I've ever seen. Sixers losing to the Pistons. Keep this in mind, that the Pistons are 0-4 this year. They won 14 games all of last year. And they weren't trying to lose like the Sixers or some other teams. They weren't trying to tank. They actually hired Monty Williams and made him the highest paid coach in the NBA. And they were trying to win games last year, and they were that bad. Think about that. And now they're 0-4 this year, and they're in commercial, I believe. Dave McCormick commercials on. They're down by 10, even though the Sixers have outscored them 10-2 in the fourth quarter. So maybe they go on a run up 89-77 as the 76ers can't get out of their own way right now. And it is it's downright pathetic. Delco Steve joins me. Delco Steve's feeling pretty good because the Flyers had a shutout of the Bruins last night up in Boston. What's up, Delco Steve?
We're back, baby.
Yep.
We're back.
We're back. Yep. What's going on, man?
Dude, I feel much better about my team from last week. Two wins, shutout against the Bruins. I'm feeling better. Eagles look better. It's a good week.
All right. So this 70, a guy who, by the way, his screen name is 76ers1. So go figure he's a positive 76er fan. Listen, you can be positive all that you want with the 76ers. I think it's impossible to argue that they have totally screwed this entire situation up with Joel Embiid. I mean, I think we talked about it last Wednesday, Delco Steve. Nobody's surprised that he's injured. If his knee didn't respond to whatever happened in training camp and they held him out the first 2 weeks of the season, nobody's going to say anything. Sure, maybe people get frustrated or mad because he didn't start the season, but like, you understand, it's always going to be what Joel Embiid is. And they've managed to refuse to be transparent, to act like there was nothing wrong, that this was the plan the entire time, and they got fined for it. The NBA fined it because they're ridiculous. They won't answer questions about it. Nick Nurse today said he didn't know that they got fined, which I don't.
There's no way.
I don't believe that. I mean, I don't know. He said that Daryl never said anything to him, and Dave never said anything to him. He's talking about Dave Schaller, who runs communications down there for the Sixers, who's very good. I find it hard to believe that they wouldn't have informed him that in the press release by the NBA, he was named specifically for not being transparent or not being truthful with the injuries in regard to Joel Embiid. So
you don't think the NBA would have contacted, like, had a conversation with him directly?
No.
If he's going to be listed on a press release by them, though.
I mean, I don't necessarily think they contact them directly. I find it like, if he wasn't informed and he really didn't know, then the Sixers are doing a really poor job of not informing him of everything that's going on. I don't know, man. Like, ultimately, Joel Embiid's going to come back, and then we're going to see where this team is. And it's not even the end of October yet. Like, we got to wait till May. When do the Sixers normally bounce from the playoffs? May?
About then.
When's the second round of the playoffs? May? Yeah. So like
April, May.
We're in October still. So like, Jesus.
Honestly, NBA doesn't start till Christmas anyway.
I mean, normally for me, it doesn't start till after the Super Bowl's over. But now,
no. I mean, yes, for me, agreed. But I'm saying, like, for these guys to get going, get ramped up, when they start caring.
There are bigger Sixer fans out there than me that pay attention to the first half of the season. I don't, especially working at WIP for all the years. You're so every day is Eagle season, Eagle season, Eagle season. And then the last couple of years of the Phillies in the World Series or in the NLCS. What do I care about the Sixers in the beginning of the year? I don't. But just the fact that they've excuse me, just the fact that they've totally bungled this whole situation. I don't understand what they're thinking. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if this is a Daryl Morey production. A lot of people are blaming Josh Harris. Can't imagine Josh Harris is involved in the day-to-day stuff where he wants to, he's trying to not let the 76ers put information out about Joel Embiid. He didn't care about that.
He's got all his eggs down in Washington at the moment, so
yeah.
I doubt he's involved at all at this point in the
season. He's not a day-to-day guy. He hires Daryl Morey to run his basketball team. I'm not going to kill Josh Harris at all. He spends a lot of money. He wants to get good players. The better players he has, the more wins he has, the more money he makes. So I don't blame Josh Harris at all for this. I blame Daryl Morey. I blame the 76ers. And again, I'll say it, like in a couple months, it's not going to matter, but that's not the point. So for that loser 76er fan, this guy right here, 76er 1, you realize that they're spitting in your face by not giving you information, by not being transparent, by taking a very simple situation, which was Joel Embiid wasn't ready to start the season. And he obviously had a knee injury. Of course, he's got a knee injury. He had knee surgery twice on his left knee on meniscus. He wasn't ready to go. He's going to always be injured, right? He wasn't ready to start the season. Just say it. They went right up until the day before the season with everything was fine. This was the plan. We're ramping him up. And then they wouldn't admit there was an injury. And even when they come out and they leak stuff to The Athletic, which they did today, and they said, well, there really wasn't an injury. The dude's freaking injured. He's got an injured knee. Stop with the semantics and the word games here. God, they're so infuriating. But anyway, and the other problem is the team isn't very good without Joel Embiid and Paul George, we know, is injured. So they're down 14 now because the Pistons just scored a couple buckets there. They're down 15. And I mean, like, I'm surprised that they're losing tonight. The Pistons haven't won a game.
Well, they've actually had a tougher schedule to start the season than so. I don't know. I don't feel like they're as bad as 0-4. Not trying to downplay how bad the Sixers are doing right now.
The Sixers are at home at the Wells Fargo Center. It's a return of Tobias Harris. He's got double-double.
Does he really?
15 and 11. Oh, yeah. Of course
Jesus.
he does. Of course he does. And he's going to be arrogant about it. And they gave him a tribute video, but they included B-Ball Paul in it, so he didn't get booed the whole time. How about this? Don't put the fans in a situation to look bad by putting Tobias Harris video up there. It's unnecessary. He doesn't deserve it.
Oh,
there's no 76er fan that wants a Tobias Harris tribute video. Sorry.
Couldn't agree. The Flyers are guilty of this as well. They do it for like guys that played like 6 games, and it's like, oh, they come back and it's like, I'm like, what? This guy's getting a view? It's like, yeah, was Tobias on the team for multiple seasons? Of course he was, but like we thought he was going to be something. He didn't live up to that expectation. No one's going to be like, hey, yeah, thanks for
no. They're going to boo him. Yeah, and the chances are that the same fans that you disrespect and spit in their face with how you treat them after 41 years of not winning a championship. Now you're going to put him in a situation where if you get frustrated fans that boo Tobias Harris, there's a chance that he's going to complain about it. It's going to go on Twitter and it's going to go everywhere else. And they're, oh, see that?
Dude, look at the Philly fans.
Right. To where you're putting somebody out there. Not only was he bad, it's one thing if the player's bad. It's another thing if he was defiant. Last year at the trade deadline, or when there was coming up to the trade deadline, and fans were saying, yeah, trade Tobias Harris. He called them casual Sixers fans that don't know what they're watching, right? Hey, bro, I know exactly what I'm watching. A $38 million a year player that hasn't contributed to this team being better at all. One of the worst contracts this team has ever signed. And it screwed him. It was part of the things that screwed him because he couldn't step up. He scored no points in his final game as a Sixer in the playoffs. So you're going to put a tribute video out there for what? He should give the Sixers a tribute video for all the money he made. Are you kidding me? Sometimes I feel
Thanks for the memories.
Sometimes I feel like I'm in fantasy land here, Delco Steve. What are we doing? What the hell is going on?
No, like in my head, tribute videos are like Giroux level type players, like when Giroux came back. Like kind of
all
thing.
Right, so I remember this vividly. Iguodala got a tribute video.
Yeah, that's fine.
And there were a lot of people that were like, oh, he doesn't deserve a tribute. Yes, he did. He was a draft pick. He was a good 76er. It was time to move on for him. And a lot of people were mad because he was supposed to be the franchise player, and he wasn't a good enough number one. So he got crap for it because he was paid as a number one, but he wasn't a number one player. Tobias Harris was never looked at as a number one. He was a max freaking player. He's a max player. And he was a dick about it.
Yeah, he had multiple things where he just came out saying, like, bad-mouthing the fans. And over multiple years.
Screw him.
It wasn't like, oh, he just went on a tirade and had a couple days in a row where he said something.
Listen,
it was off-season after off-season he had something to say.
For the most part, I'm glad to get him out of town. Detroit's already complaining about him. There's podcast people up there, and they're putting out videos screaming and yelling about how bad Tobias Harris is. So he's your problem now, $26 million a year. This guy should be saying his prayers every night before bed that he's made this much money being a basketball player.
God. I would love to be a bad basketball player.
An average basketball player that, like Tobias Harris, can he be a good player on a good team? No, because he wasn't that here. Was he an okay player? I'm not in the playoffs. He wasn't. I don't know. I'm just glad he's gone. I wouldn't boo him at the game. I wouldn't jeer him. I wouldn't do anything like that. I just never want to see him again.
He's irrelevant to me. I want to be
totally irrelevant. I'm glad he's gone. I wish him well. I do. I wish him well. So Sixers are they're down 18 now. Let me put the tweet out. The 0-4 Pistons, who were trying to win games last season and only managed 14 wins all year, are currently beating the Sixers at the Wells Fargo Center. Yep. I'm going to bury. You know why? You know why I'm going to bury this team? Nick Nurse today, when he's being questioned, and we can play it. Howard Eskin was following up, and I knew he was going to be down there today, and he did exactly what he needed to do. And I thought Nick Nurse was like, he was calm. You could tell that he knew what was coming. He was calm how he answered questions. He was fine, right? But he also didn't have any answers. And at one point he said with Embiid, that's a question for Daryl, talking about Daryl Morey. And he's right. Now this becomes the general manager coming out and taking care of the situation. This is now on Daryl Morey. This isn't on Nick Nurse anymore. This is a Daryl Morey problem. He runs basketball operations, and there's not a team president that's over him. He is the team president. There's not an owner that comes out with this. It's him. This is now his responsibility to come out and to answer questions, to do a radio interview, to do a TV interview, whatever it is. Like, he needs to come out and address it. Joel Embiid is an MVP. A former MVP. Joel Embiid is the only way this 76ers team is ever going to come close to winning a championship. Joel Embiid has a left knee problem. How serious is it? What exactly happened? Why weren't they transparent about it? When is he going to be back? What is the actual plan? This is now a Daryl Morey question, and I don't see him anywhere. So I'll say it again. Anybody down at the 76ers, now you need to – this isn't difficult. Now Daryl Morey needs to face the music, and you don't got to be a dick about it when you come out. Just keep it simple and be honest. No, like we thought he was going to be good to go. We thought by the start of the regular season the knee was going to respond. He was making some progress, but ultimately he wasn't ready to go. So we're going to give him some extra time. That's fine. Like, this is honestly a non-issue. The Sixers are idiots. They're total idiots.
They're making a problem out of nothing. It's like you said, we never cared about finishing as a first, second, third seed, winning a division in the regular season. That's not the priority for this team or the fan base. We don't care if you get to the first round and win a series. We care about winning second, third, and getting the championships. So not playing the first month of your superstar player is literally a non-issue.
Nobody cares.
You win, little more than a third of the games without him in the beginning and let him get going. That's all that matters. As long as you're playing in April and May, that's all that matters.
You're right. You're right. 102, 82, 3:30 left to go in the game. I don't even want to play Nick Nurse because it was a little bit late. It was a little bit long. Kyle Neubeck of PHLY, he had it was like a 3-minute chunk of him talking about it. And Howard did a great job in pushing back and following up. And he had no answers. He really didn't. And I don't even blame Nick Nurse for a lot of this stuff. I didn't like how he shut down the questions and referred them to the statement. And then after the news conference, it comes out that they got fined $100,000. So they conveniently had the news conference, and then it comes out that they're getting fined, so they didn't have to answer questions about it. And then they asked Nick Nurse today about it. He said he didn't know they got fined, which I find total bullshit. I don't believe it for a second that he didn't know.
I mean, you would think the players would know, and like they'd be talking about. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like people would talk about this stuff.
Yeah, better Morey. Morey's peer or Daryl Morey? Your thoughts, Delco Steve?
Nah, I'm not a big fan of Morris Peer.
I'm not a Morris Peer guy either.
Yeah.
You're the Wildwood guy there, Michael Richmond. Not I.
Yeah, Wildwood Boardwalk is not my favorite place.
No, Ocean City just closed Wonderland. I don't know if you saw that.
Yep. The childhood memories down the drain right there.
Gone, man. And you know what else is down the drain? All that money that I spent because they say that the tickets never expire. So like if I'm there on the last night, I got like $80 on a card.
You didn't go use them?
I didn't drive down to Ocean City in October to use them, though.
Oh, come on.
No
Take
way.
your kids down there before football season.
Dude, we have like
you were in Ocean City.
But that's when I bought it.
Wait, but you knew it was closing at that point. This wasn't new information. It came out like earlier it was like a few months ago.
No, it didn't. You just Google when it came out. It came out after the summer season because they wanted everybody to buy those damn cards.
Right.
I'm telling you, I bought it the second to last night we were there. We ran out and I bought $100 because it's the best deal because you get 120 or 130 because they never expire. And I had cards that I brought from last year because they never expire. I do it every year. And then boom. Yeah, Google it. You'll see when it was. It was after I was down there. I was down there in July. And it was after the summer season was over.
All right. You win.
Wonderland Pier promises like the Sixers. Yeah, so what am I going to do? Drive down in October when we have softball and cheerleading and whatever? No, you eat the $80. And again, because my brother-in-law who's in Vegas texts me, he goes, you see, like we need our money back because he does the same thing. And I'm like, yeah, good luck.
You should have been down there and scalping them half price.
Makes me so mad. But I've had people because a lot of times, or what they do in the off season is, I think they on like a Saturday in the spring, they allow you to buy the tickets for half off, so you can get $200 worth of tickets, and you give them $100 because everybody says to me that's when you need to go down. That's when you need to go down, and now I'm out. So anyway, what did the Yankees look like? Well, the Yankees were up.
It was 5-0 last time.
5-0 in the bottom of the fourth. Do you know no team in World Series history has even forced a 6th game when they were down 3-0?
Yep, and I tried to take advantage of that. Bet the Dodgers both games. It's going great.
So this morning, to win the series, the Yankees were plus 650. The Dodgers were minus 1115.
What's it right now?
Jesus Christ, it's got to be like plus 400 or something. I don't know. My Yankee friend was live betting last night during the game, and I forgot he got it at like plus 1300. He put $20 on it, and we were all laughing at him. It was a text chain, our fantasy football text chain. We were all kind of laughing at him. But yeah, it was just like, yeah, it's worth $20. Like, right, all right, but then you do 20 of those bets and none of them ever work out.
Oh yeah,
you need one of them to work out. Sure, sprinkling $20 on something, it's got to work. But
I have this conversation with my dad all the time where it's like I'm picking between 2 long shots and I pick one and the other one hits, and then he goes, well, why didn't you just do both? I'm like, well, if I keep doing both and they all don't hit, then I'm screwed. It's like then I'm moving back in.
I don't see. I don't see. Yeah, they don't have it up. So
yeah, they'll probably wait till after the game.
The future is not up right now. They only have 20, at least on the BetParks app. The Dodgers are. They're changing it right now. I'm looking at it live betting. Yeah, the odds seem to favor the Yankees are not losing this game. So that goes to 3 games to 2. Look, I mean, all I'll say is this: look out, because now Game 6 becomes the series. And all the momentum has shifted to the Yankees. I don't know what the pitching matchup would be, but all the momentum is in the Yankees' favor.
Yeah, it'd be Yamamoto and Randon, wouldn't it?
Listen, man, that's a good good matchup. Yamamoto's been good, but still, who knows? This is a major pressure situation, man.
Judge hit a home run tonight, so you never know. That can like all he might only need one to finally start hitting.
It says undecided, but I think you're right about Yamamoto. It'd be his turn up.
Yeah, because that was game 2 was Yamamoto Randon.
Yeah, so they would have off tomorrow, and they would be out on Friday. Game 6 would be Friday. That would be awesome. The big news though is the idiots from New York last night. I still can't get over it.
The one still is just like him. Like I'm like he's like loving every second of this.
It's like a bad Saturday Night Live skit. It's really like these guys are a real life Saturday Night Live skit. Did you see so Jesse Rogers of ESPN, I guess he was at the game. So he goes and he's trying to find these guys, and they're like across the street at a bar or something. So they start talking to him. They give him an interview, and he says that he said he knew he'd be in trouble, but he chose to grab and open Betts' glove nonetheless, telling ESPN that him and his buddy, the other guy, often discuss this exact scenario. If a foul ball comes their way, they're going to do what they can to help their team. Quote, "We're not going out of our way to attack. If it's in our area, we're going to D up. Someone defends, someone knocks the ball. We talk about it. We're willing to do this." Do these two jabronis not realize that everything is under review, and all they're going to do is look at a camera if they don't see it in real time? And how are they not going to see it in real time? Well, the guy ripped the ball out of his glove while the other guy tried to break his wrist.
Well, the only way that would have worked is if they like one goes for the glove and swats the ball before it gets to his glove. But then don't they call fan interference anyway?
Yes, you can't do that. So here's what's interesting. And I've always said this, that if you're sitting first row anywhere, if you're sitting on the end row in this case where you are up against the field.
First seat closest to the field.
Yes. Or you have an opportunity to interfere with the ball if it's close. You have to say, hey, like step back. And it may be foul, but you don't want to be reaching your hand over. You don't want to interfere. That's up to you. That's on the fan. And I've always believed that. If it's close, let it go. So this one was close. It was in the stands. It's not that if it's in the stands, you can't try to get it as a fan, because I believe you can. It's in the stands. But you can't. I mean, it was like a defensive lineman trying to strip a running back. And you get another lineman going over grabbing his wrist. I've never seen anything like it. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, like hypothetically speaking, like if he reached up and caught it on top of Mookie's head, or above his own head, and he's like above Mookie, then I'm saying that's fair game. Like if it's like at you and you catch it high where he's never even going to be able to go for it, then fine. But if you want to come down to here where it's his gloves getting in, you got to get out of the way. I don't know. It was wild.
I'm telling you, and I live and die by this. In fact, I want nothing to do with the foul ball that's coming or a home run that's coming my way. No way. Because it'll end up hitting me in the face or hit me in the hand and breaking my hand or my finger or something like that. I'll let somebody else catch it. I have no interest in catching it.
Or let it bounce off of somebody else and get the ricochet.
Yeah, I want nothing to do with trying to catch a ball. All right. And these idiots are fighting for it like they're playing football, like they're playing for the Giants. Oh my God, man. Never seen anything like it. I mean, it's really awesome. These two idiots.
Oh, I loved it.
These two idiots that actually the Yankees were going to let them in the game tonight.
The MLB wants them banned, right?
Major League Baseball luckily stepped in and said, no, these guys are. Here they are. Look at them. Look at this idiot. Look at this jabroni. Look at this dumb idiot that actually thought that he could get away with doing it. So much so they had a plan before to do it. I mean, it's just, it's unbelievable. It's great. It's one of the best things that's happened in a really long time. Good job, guys.
It's honestly like no harm, no foul. Like nothing happened. Like it's
no, you're right.
Like Mookie's fine. He didn't get hurt.
And he handled it better than anybody else could ever imagine. How he handled the whole thing.
And honestly, like Mookie wants to like talk back and talk shit. Love it. Like that's awesome.
Exactly.
I'm all for the crazy happening without anything ridiculous resulting from it.
It's unbelievable. It is. And you know what? Like, we forget, and Phillies fans, Philadelphia fans are can be idiots too. There's no doubt about it, right? We know that. And we've been told that our whole lives. Phillies fans aren't doing this. You know what I mean, Delco Steve?
Oh, but if a Philly fan did do this,
oh no,
holy shit.
There'd be a congressional hearing. But like, this is the Eagle fan behavior. Does that make sense? This is something an idiot drunk Eagle fan would do at a game. A Philly fan's not doing this, because I saw a lot of people, Phillies fans do this. Phillies fans aren't doing this, bro. Sorry. No Phillies fan is doing this. Only this idiot. We forget how dumb these Yankee fans are, because it's been so long since they've been in the World Series. You know what I mean? So here it is right here. Let's go full screen. We've all seen it 1,000 times, but it's worth seeing it again.
That it's an out, and
they saw it real time. Now look at these jabronis. Like, what? No, what's right there? And
it's
real time, you couldn't see it watching it. They go to the replay.
Turn into a double back at Dodger Stadium.
The best part is,
look at his face. Look at his face.
Look at him. It's the jabroni to the left that starts grabbing it and saying, "Nah!"
Pries the ball out of there.
Strips it out. What an idiot! Now, are they drunk?
Well, he won't be watching the game.
I don't even think they're drunk.
I don't think so.
He might.
No,
I don't think they're season ticket holders. So here's what should happen. They should have their season tickets revoked. And
that's funny. I saw a lot of people telling them they should have season tickets for life for this on Twitter last night.
It's unbelievable how these guys are glorified in some circles. They should never be allowed back in Yankee Stadium again. And I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say that, because they had a plan. If in case this ever happened.
It's first degree.
Yeah, there's no slapping on the wrist. They refund their money and everything, which I guess you just do because whatever. But yeah, I would never let them back in the park.
It's whatever. Like I said, no harm, no foul. I can understand not letting them back in tonight, which I guess is which is probably worse than like having a whole season ban where it's the last game of the season, like in your stadium in the World Series. But
they only got banned. They only got this is the last Yankee game because they go back to Los Angeles. They didn't get banned for life. They got banned for this game. They're not allowed to go in for this game.
Yeah, I understand. Like, that's enough of a punishment for me. Like, let them back the home opener.
Let them back in next year so they can come off the top rope and land and take out Mookie Betts. You think that's okay? All right, so don't you have to move them away from the field?
I can see that. Like, you can let them back in, but you got to be like, all right, your season tickets aren't there anymore.
Oh, I mean, honestly, and I would say now this becomes because I know the Tony Clark, who's the executive director of the Players Association, so he's got to come out and protect his players. That's a liability issue if you put these two idiots and you allow them to go back to their seats and something else happens, because now they're big stars. You think these guys are mad about it, or these guys? This is the best day of their life. These two idiots.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
They're going to be on a commercial or something somewhere, I'm sure.
Yeah, are they getting signed by CAA? Do they have an agent representing them now? Podcast, the Hawk Tua girl, and
I was literally about to say the Hawk Tua girl just made more money in the last few months than I'm going to make in my entire life. Probably.
Yep.
So
it's true.
Anything's possible.
Sixers lose. It's a final. Delco Steve. 76ers lose.
Baseball.
105-95. Well, it's a final. Tyrese Maxey, 32 points. But when you have Martin with 7, Drummond with 9, Kyle Lowry, who should not be ever starting, at 3, Oubre 13. I mean, McCain's the only one other player that scored in double digits, and he took 9 shots, made a bunch of free throws, so he wasn't even hitting his field goals. Man, listen, the team is supposed to be good enough without Joel Embiid. I know Paul George isn't in the lineup, and that's a big thing, but still, like, you just lost to a team that won 14 games last year, and they were 0-4 to start the season, and they came into Philadelphia. I know you're apparently very big on the Pistons, Delco Steve. You think that people are sleeping on them.
It's not that I'm big on the Pistons. It's just from all the offseason talk that I've heard, that I've been listening to on Basketball Talk, which I'm not gonna say it's extensive, But
I agree.
yeah, a lot of people like their win total over. And then when you do look at who they started the season with, they started, Pacers, Cavs, Celtics, Heat. It's not like, would you have really expected them to beat any of those teams?
Sixers beat the Pacers. The Celtics, no.
Cavs, Heat.
Yeah, I mean they should have had one win, but they stink.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're gonna go win a title or something like this, but their 0-4 is a little bit better than some.
Not a bad
other
loss, but not a bad loss by the Sixers.
Terrible loss by the Sixers.
So what are we talking about? That's the point.
Just saying, you can't just say it's 0-4.
All right. I'll leave you alone about it.
If the Celtics lost to them, oh my god, it'd be like yeah, whatever.
The supporting cast should at least be good enough to beat the Pistons. Tyrese Maxey.
Cade Cunningham is probably the best player on the court.
No, Tyrese Maxey better than Cade Cunningham.
It's close.
Okay. All right. I'll give it to you. It's close. Cade Cunningham's I don't know if he's more of a compiler, but I mean, the progress that Maxey showed in the playoffs last year in some of those games, like it just goes to show you for everybody that wants to get rid of Joel Embiid and start over with Maxey, you're getting a 25 to 30 win team if you do that. Period.
I mean, shit. Maxey shot the ball like 23 times every game. That's not efficient at all.
He shot 31 times last game. Yeah. I think it was. It's like AI stats.
31, 23, 32, 25.
Yeah, well, Drummond takes 5 shots. Larry takes 3 shots. Oubre's 5 for 14. Yeah, it seems stinks.
His shoulder's gonna freaking fall off.
Sure is. It sure is. So good fun times again for the for your 76ers. They're Delco Steve. But I gotta say, I've been locked in on the Flyers. I've been watching. I watched last night. I wouldn't say that the Bruins looked particularly good last night.
No, last night was a very boring game.
Oh my God, it was brutal. But they got the shutout, got a couple goals, got out of there with the W. That's all we can ask for.
I'll take all the boring 2-0 wins for the rest of the season. But no, I mean, yeah, like you said, like Bruins definitely did not have their A game, but they're still a significantly better upgrade of an opponent than we've played so far that we haven't looked good against. So I'll take a 2-0 win against them every day.
Damn right.
First win in Boston or regulation win in Boston since I was in college. Like that's insane. Yeah, like you play them multiple times a year in Boston. But yeah, no, the weekend they had a good week. They had a crazy 7-5 win against Minnesota, and then
lost to Montreal.
Lost to Montreal with your now new second string potential goalie with Kozlov. So,
I guess
at 2 out of 3, looking on the uptick, I'll take it.
There you go. All right, Flyers, and they're tomorrow night.
Yeah,
they're tomorrow night down at the Wells Fargo Center. I'll be plugged into that. Who they have tomorrow night anyway? I forget.
I'm pulling it up. Down there. Blues.
St. Louis Blues. Are they a good organization? Are they good? The Blues. Is Craig Berube still in charge?
No, he's Toronto's head coach now.
He got fired after winning a cup. I know these hockey coaches are.
He got fired halfway through last year.
Yeah. As Rich Hoffman Jr. of PHLY says, moving forward, we have to treat the current version of the Sixers team, Maxey, Noah Embiid, Paul George, is essentially the worst team in the NBA. I think 1 out of 4 games is probably a decent outcome for them. All right, well, they're not winning anything if that's the case. If you don't have Embiid and Paul George, like this can't be a 3-man team. You have to have better players than this. Sorry, you just do.
I feel like that's got to be still hard to believe that they. I don't know. I haven't watched enough NBA yet this year to actually comment on that, but I feel like that would be a big stretch to say they're the worst team in the league.
Oh, Tobias hit a 3 and a 3, or he hit something and he put he started going like this to the crowd. Here, I'll put it up there right now.
Oh God,
Tobias Harris. Screw you, Tobias. Now, let me see here. That it? Yeah, let's share.
Ooh, are the Yankees falling apart here?
Your team is given with what their team is given them at the moment.
Oh, he put his hand up to the ear when he got some booze. Oh, Kate Scott and Alla. Oh, it's unbelievable. What a great broadcast. So before we finish with some Eagles here, did you see the Dwayne Wade statue?
Yeah.
Is this not like the all-time bad
Worst.
statue?
Yeah. It's brutal. Wait, do I have
It's so bad it's good though.
Is
Does
it
that make
though?
sense? Yes, it is.
Is it though?
So hold on. I want to pull two things up here. I'm trying to grab it. God, how do I get out of this here? So they had the guys who did the sculpture, and you can tell they're mad as shit that everybody's ripping them. So they had the unveiling and whatever, and they're getting killed. They're getting killed. First of all, if you haven't seen it, it's so it's up to this is because now it's going to replace the Crying Jordan. So everything that you saw before with the Crying Jordan, the D Wade's going to do it. All right, hold on a second. Here we go. I'm pulling it up. So here's the D Wade statue. Like, come on, man.
It's not even close.
Why are they making him 90 years old in it? The eyes are like so close together, and because Dwayne Wade's a good-looking dude, right? Like,
yeah, he's definitely like.
I understand with bobbleheads. A lot of times with bobbleheads, it's like, well, that doesn't look anything like the player. You know what I mean? So it's like sometimes you'll get the bad bobblehead. This is different. They're making a statue for the all-time Heat player.
Right. It's there forever.
This is their player. This is their only player. Right? You had LeBron for a couple of years. You had Shaq down there for a little bit. This is the player. This is Mr. Heat. This is L Heat. And this is what you give him. Oh my God. It's so good. All right, hold on. I have the statue. I have the guys. Dude, when I tell you they were so mad, oh my God, it's great.
How do they look at it though and not see it? How do they look at it and be like, yeah, that's exactly him?
Dude, I wish I could tell you. I don't know because I saw some other bad sculptures out there too.
The Ronaldo one is bad.
The Ronaldo one's really bad. That might be the worst.
Yeah.
That might be worse than this. All right, so hold on. I have these idiots here. Oh, I just gotta share it.
I couldn't do better than that.
Let's see.
I don't think anybody else could do better than that.
Here we go.
It is what it is. And I couldn't do better than that. I don't think anybody else could do better than that. It is what it is. And we would love it forever.
There you go. Now listen to what this other guy says. And the TV reporter, he tries here we go.
The positive vibes you get yesterday are wonderful, and obviously with positivity there will be negativity from some, no matter what the finished product is. So how do you handle that?
I think I handle that like maybe any other professional athlete, that misses a game when you shot, and then they're scrutinized, and all the fans are disappointed. But that's just one moment. That's one moment, and when you do what we do.
Hang on a second. He's handled it like a player that missed the last second shot and the team loses the game. You only get one shot, brother. This is it. You don't get to make 50 Dwayne Wade statues. This was your chance. This is your one shot. You blew it. It was an air ball.
Wait, did you see Jameis Winston go to one? This was my one shot, my one opportunity. I thought you were going to start rapping Eminem there for a second.
Oh, we can talk Jameis in a second.
You're never going to please anybody or everybody at the same time. There are equal amounts of people that love it that don't.
There are not equal amounts of people that love it that don't. You're a laughing stock. This is I appreciate it because otherwise we're not even talking about this. As it is, the Crying Jordan has been replaced.
We've been fortunate to do pieces all over the world. Work with major arts.
Yeah, well, I've had enough of you. I think that's over with now. You're doing major pieces. Who the hell's hiring these idiots?
Oh, it's like on your resume. It's like, oh, you're the guys that did the Miami Heat Dwayne Wade statue. Never mind. Like we're good.
Yeah, we'll call you back. Yeah, let me give you a call. Yeah, it's pretty bad, man. It's pretty bad. It's awesome. What else did I have here on next? So it looked like Morpheus. Did you see the pictures of Morpheus that they had?
No.
Up there? Oh, dude, it's there was a lot of a lot of side-by-side faces that were very, very good. Let me see. Where is it? Right here. Yeah, I can do this.
Yeah, that's the one. I'm not gonna say them, but that's the picture you go to look at, and you look at the comment section, and you just see like all the R rating. Oh Jesus! Yeah.
Morpheus in the
Yeah.
Matrix.
Yeah, that's spot on. Did they use that picture?
No,
That's the picture they used to make the statue.
that's what you would think. Bro, if this was a statue of Lawrence Fishburne, Morpheus in the Matrix, you'd be like, that's really good.
What if someone gave them the wrong like picture? when they were making it?
Or they Googled it and they got the wrong. It's like when, I don't know if you remember this, but Kazakhstan, they won some medal in like the Middle Eastern Olympics or Middle Eastern Awards. And somebody Googled the Kazakhstan national anthem and they brought up Borat's song.
Oh my, no, I did not see that.
I gotta Google it.
Oh, that's so bad.
So the poor person's getting a silver medal or something, and they're talking about prostitutes and stuff.
Oh my God.
Mistake. Yeah, here it is. Oh my God. It's a gold medalist in Kuwait. And Borat was on something recently. I think he was on Kimmel or not Kimmel.
I forgot that dude existed.
Well, he's gotten in trouble for something. He's like a serial sexual harasser or something like that. I don't know.
I can only imagine.
All right,
in 2012.
All right, this might be like a video, but at least it'll show it. All right, hold on. Then we'll move on to the Eagles quickly. All right, let's play it.
After the Kazakh shooting team won a gold medal in Kuwait, the event organisers played the parody national anthem from the Sacha Baron Cohen film Borat. She somehow managed to keep a straight face and was a good sport about it, smiling and taking a picture of the other actors. The crazy thing is, this was actually
Jesus.
Oh, these poor people. All right, well, Delco Steve, I mean, I think we talked about the Eagles last week, but it was after they dominated the Giants. So it was like, all right, they dominated the Giants, but they were the Giants. Man, I got to tell you, it was a hell of a win on Sunday. To come out and to give up a 10-minute touchdown drive from the opening kickoff and then to pivot from there and to dominate the Bengals. The defense dominated. The offense was great. And Jake Elliott even was 3 for 3 in field goals. So they played complimentary football. It was all phases of the game. And now you look at this team and really the defense, because I know the offense is going to run through Saquon Barkley. We'll see where they are at the end of the year. Jalen's not turning the ball over. I thought he looked really confident throwing the ball on Sunday. But that defense, those young players on defense, Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. DeJean made that 4th and 1 tackle on
Chase.
on Jamar Chase. He gets a first down there. Again, that's a game-changing play. Isaiah Rodgers tipping the ball to CJ on a play that they're only down 10. That's a momentum-changing play. They really shut him down from there. So, like, I'm honestly most excited about the defense. They seem like right before our eyes, we're watching these young players. Nakobe Dean has been a stud. Zach Bond has been all over the field. That was a savvy pickup by Howie Roseman. The defensive line, Nolan Smith looks like a player, man. Like, he really does. So, all of a sudden, these young players on defense are emerging, and it's exciting. It is. I mean, if you're looking for reasons why this team can do something this year, we saw that on Sunday against the Bengals.
Yeah, even on that, like the first drive for the 10-minute drive for the Bengals, honestly, I thought the defense was playing great on that drive, minus not being able to get off the field on third downs. It was like they were regular. It was 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 8. There was a couple short ones in there. Like, whatever, you're going to give up 3rd and 1s, 3rd and 2s, and they're going to get converted. It is what it is. That was just I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be all game. This is going to be brutal.
Gesicki would look like Hall of Famer.
Yeah, Gesicki sticking one hand grabs out there like nothing. But yeah, like honestly, I thought like I'm sitting on Twitter and like the defense is getting dogged in that first drive. I'm like, they're playing great, and then they're pulling out like their best play on third down. Like, so I wasn't even that discouraged on the 10-minute drive. It was just all right, like let's bounce back, get it, like match back up. And for a second, it looked like they were going to run away with it because they couldn't get off. The defense couldn't get off the field on third down. But then once they started putting those plays together, it was just like, all right, like this is what a defense can look like. Like you saw the glimpses of it on those first couple drives. They just couldn't get off on third down. Then they started getting off on third down, and it was whoo.
Slay, I mean, even when Slay exits, you don't really seem to miss anything. But Slay,
the defense seemed to get better. The defense got better.
But with him as your number 2 corner, you're kind of like, all right, then you're that much better. Nakobe Dean's been really good this year, and I've been one of the people that was I won't even say skeptical. I just flat out
critical.
I just flat out didn't think that he was big enough, that he was fast enough, that he could stay healthy. He hadn't shown it. He hadn't. I mean, here's the reason. Here's why he was the 3rd round pick. Here's why he slid. Can't stay healthy. Not big enough. Doesn't flash. You never notice him on the field. Man, he's all over the place making plays. Zach Bond, all over the place making plays. Nolan Smith, you're noticing him every game. I'm just telling you, BG should not retire. Brandon Graham, if he's playing like this at the end of the season, he should rethink that. The Eagles should sign him to another year. He's in the backfield almost every game making plays, whether it's the quarterback or the running back. He's smart. He's good, man. He's still got it. So
he should play until the wheels fall off. I'm all in on BG playing until the wheels fall off.
Me too. Because honestly, and I worked with Brandon for 7 years. I did the Brandon Grant show with him for 7 years. And I remember after the Super Bowl year, he was going into the final year of his contract. He had an ankle injury that he was playing on. He needed surgery after the Super Bowl, and he wasn't getting a new contract. And yeah, they were negotiating, but he was asking for money, and the Eagles weren't budging. This is the guy that made the biggest play in the Super Bowl, biggest play in the Eagles Super Bowl to win that, the sack of Tom Brady. And he played out the year. He said, you know what? Like, I'm not going to sit out. I'm not going to cause a problem. I'm going to play out. Things are going to take care of themselves. He got a new contract, right? But so I didn't get the idea that he wanted to be done playing. I felt like that he thought that everybody thought that he should be done playing after one more year. He hasn't really taken a beating. He hasn't had head issues. I'm sure his body's taken a beating from 15 years of playing. But like, if he still wants to play, he should still play. The wheels have not fallen off on Brandon Graham at all. You can't put him out there 50 snaps or anything like that. No, he's 25 snaps. Boom.
He's a situational pass rusher, or
can play the run. Yes.
Yeah, the key play. If you got third and short, 4th and short, he can be in there for that.
Yep. Yeah, it's true.
It's like, yeah, like you said, he doesn't need to play 50 snaps a game. It's like if the D line is like where we draft and we have a lot of young potential talent, develops the way it should be, he should be able to come in and play 15, 20 snaps a game and be the 5th, 6th option on a D line still and be better than, just Joe Schmo off the street.
Another 1-year contract. Yeah, you said it. Because if you're going to have to replace him, so what are you going to do? Free agency or a draft pick? All right, give him a 1-year deal. He's not commanded $10 million a year. I think he just signed for $3 or $4 million.
Right.
So re-sign. All right, so Delco Steve, the stretch coming up, Doug comes back to town, the Jags on Sunday.
Can't stand that dude.
Well, the one thing you worry about, they're big favorites, and it's before Dallas. So it's a potential, not only before Dallas, it's Dallas, and then it's a short week Commanders, Thursday Night Football. And then
that's a Thursday night game? Let's go.
That's a game, man. That's awesome. And then you go to Los Angeles. So you have the long break. You have the 10 days, but you go to Los Angeles. And then you have the Ravens after that. So you get past the Jags here. Cowboys, Commanders, at the Rams, at the Ravens. I think are you at Dallas here? And by the way, the World Series.
Dallas.
So you're at Dallas. World Series, Dodgers came back, scored 5. It's tied at 5.
Yep.
So there you go. Eagles, 405 home against the Jags. At the Cowboys, 425. That'll be a Nance and Romo game. against the Commanders home Thursday night, 8:15. So you're going to be on the road, and then you have that short week. At the Rams, Sunday Night Football. At the Ravens, 4:25 CBS game. That'll be another primetime. That'll be the primetime announcers in that game right there. So, I mean, get past the Jake, man. That's a tough 4-game stretch. After that, home against the Panthers, Steelers, Commanders, Cowboys. That's not going to be easy. The Steelers, listen.
Steelers defense is legit.
It's legit. And
Yeah.
Russell Wilson's not making mistakes. Najee Harris has actually looked pretty good. And as long as Daniels keeps playing like this, if he can stay healthy, they're going to be tough to beat. So this is the schedule doesn't get easy from here. However, you got to like what you see from the Eagles right now. It feels like that maybe it was the Nick Sirianni press conference where everybody had a fit and he was yelling at the fans, that maybe that was like a come together moment for the team where everybody got a little bit closer. And also on top of that, the play calling's been better on offense. The thing that impressed me a lot on Sunday was that Saquon it's not like he was getting a lot of yards in the first 3 quarters, but they kept giving him the ball. A lot of times in the past, you would see, hey, well, we ran the ball 7 times. Saquon has 14 yards. Pass. Now, it also helped that the defense held the Bengals. The Bengals are up 2 touchdowns. I don't know how much they're running the ball with Saquon for 2 yards. But still, they still ran the ball. They still took the pressure off Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts can't be throwing the ball 40 times a game, everybody. Right now he can't. Let him get confident. Maybe he gets there. But right now, what they're doing, I think, is smart. So the coordinators have done a good job here since the beginning of the season.
Yeah, no, they have always been a team that abandons the run quickly. But yeah, like you said, like if they're down 14-0, 17-0, you kind of have to abandon the run. You can't just keep trying to matriculate your way down the field. But Saquon's a lot like Derrick Henry, where it's like, all right, yeah, he might go into the midway through the third quarter and he only has 40 rushing yards on 12, 13, 14 carries. But then all of a sudden, they're tired of hitting him. And then it's just, there goes the 70-yarder. There goes the 30-yarder. There goes the 40-yarder. And they just keep accumulating. And Saquon has that same effect.
No doubt about it.
And that Bengals defense isn't anything to write home about. So you got to take advantage of that where you could kind of just, run it down their throat a little bit.
7 for 47, I think, is what they had in the fourth quarter with Saquon. But the throw that Jalen Hurts had to Devontae, great catch by Devontae.
Yep.
But Jalen also, he stepped up. He's looked more comfortable in the pocket. He's not bailing or rolling to the right if he's feeling pressure or sensing pressure. He stepped up. He threw it. He made a confident, strong throw. That was a good 50-yard throw in the air. And it was a confident throw. He wasn't thinking about it. He was just letting it fly. That's the Jalen we saw in 2022. That's the kind of throws that you saw in 2022 from him.
Easily his best game since the Bills game last year.
Yep.
Yeah. Easily. Night and day difference between all those games in between.
Yeah, he was good. He ran when it felt like he needed to. Kellen Moore seems to be getting a better feel of when to use him in the running game in design plays. To me, it didn't feel like he was scrambling too much. It was a really good game. Bengals don't have a great defense. So Jags and then 4 tough games. And I know the Cowboys have not been good this year. They always give the Eagles trouble.
Yeah, this is the year you need to put your foot down with the Cowboys. But they are down. If this is the current trend we are ascending, then it's like you need to kick them while they're down and make us an actual statement that we're a team that can be actual contenders.
So the Eagles are 5-2. It may not feel like you're 5-2.
It doesn't feel like that at all. It does not feel like that at all. But it's like this is officially like the first. Like the Packers win. The Packers win in the beginning of the year was a great win. Like it's a great win.
Good one,
like looking at how this team's played out the next 5-6 weeks.
Yeah, they're good. Yep.
But no one was like, it wasn't like an, oh my God, they should have, like, that was a game they dominated against the Packers. They were lucky to win that game, in all honesty.
They sure were.
If Saquon doesn't take over there, it's pretty much a different game. Jalen Hurts was trying to give the game away.
They're also a drop Saquon pass away from only having one loss this year, which is crazy to think, right?
It's not if you're just a blind fan, you do like not thinking anything about it. There's no way you think this team is 6-1.
Nope, not in Philadelphia.
No.
That's for sure. Still tied at 5 right now. I'm looking at the live betting.
Yep.
The Yankees are minus 124, minus 121, and the Dodgers are minus 104.
Damn.
So you want to live bet this, and you feel like there's some momentum. You can get the Dodgers right now. It's almost even money.
Missed an opportunity about half an hour ago.
Yeah, you sure did. Yep, you sure did. Yeah, 5-5, bottom 5. Been a great playoff run for Major League Baseball. Been a good playoffs. Had some good matchups.
They've been salivating over this one.
I read something that this was before it was a sweep, but even if there's just 5 games, the networks, and I guess Fox, they'll lose like I forget how many hundreds of millions of dollars because they don't get a discount because it only goes 4 games or 5 games.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, obviously, yeah, it makes sense.
And if you get a 7-game series that has real drama with the Yankees and the Dodgers, and there was demand for the spots to begin the series, obviously, they could lose nearly $150 million in revenue if it's an early series.
I don't feel bad for them. How much did they make then already on that?
Well, I mean, but they're also paying out the ass for it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. There's got to be I doubt they came out negative.
So according to this one company that knows how much money they make, Fox's first 5 World Series games will make $44.3 million per contest. So if you're making $44 million a game, if it goes
220,
right. So if it goes 7, then that's an extra as opposed to 5. And I'll guarantee you in game 7, they're making more money than $44 million. They're probably making 60.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but what did they pay for what did they pay to have the World Series?
Well, it's all part of their overall deal. So I don't know if they break it down. Fox baseball contract. It's in the billions. $729 million per year.
All right. Well, so that they just made, a third of what they paid in a week. I don't feel bad for them.
Why? I don't feel bad for him either. Rupert Murdoch's a billionaire. I don't feel bad for him. I just thought it was interesting. I didn't think about it from those terms. But anyway.
Yeah, they could have just, squeaked out another $100 million in political campaign ads for the next 4 days.
Oh yeah, it's going great. The same ads I've been watching really for the last 3 or 4 weeks.
So
Pretty
ready
crazy.
for it to be on. Gonna celebrate next week.
And we're not that far away. Got 2 weeks. I'm not. You know why I'm not excited for it to end? Because then one of these idiots will actually win, and then we're gonna have to deal with the fallout of that. And by the way, and this is not me saying that I'm voting for Trump, because honestly, if I do vote, I will not vote for Trump. But I probably will not vote because I am not a Harris fan at all. I am not a partisan politics.
Bipartisan.
No, I do not like Democrats, Republicans, or whatever. So, but anyway, so like, or you're going to get if Harris wins, which I don't believe is going to happen. Then it was fixed. Look at these ballots. Look at this. This guy had a whole box of ballots. We're going to film his license plate and all this other stuff. And it's like, the guy was a postmaster. He was delivering the ballots like he should have. And you were like harassing him and running up on him with a video camera because you people are insane. The election's stolen. So then the election will be stolen and we'll have God knows what happens. Will fall out from that. This is where I want to move to Hawaii. This is when I moved to Hawaii, Delco Steve. The United States invaded Iraq, and I knew it was bullshit, and I was so mad about it. And I was working at a place in Bucks County called the Skyline Tavern. It's a great place. They're very nice owners. They're very nice. And they kept writing freedom fries up on the board, the board for specials. It'd be like, cheeseburger and freedom fries, $6.99. And I kept erasing the freedom. I couldn't take it. And it's like, stop erasing that. And I was just so like getting into a discussion with the one owner. She's like, but John, they have weapons of mass destruction. They're going to try to hurt us. And I'm like, no, they're not. Like they just want to blow up Iraq. They want to change the regime. Like, no, they're lying to you. No, John, I'm telling you, they have weapons of mass destruction. Why am I talking about this? I don't know. But that was probably the last time that I was least excited to be living in America was then. And that's where we're going to be after this election.
And now we're back.
Right. Exactly. All right. What else do you have going on before we get out of here, Delco Steve? Anything? You engaged yet? What have you been doing? Weddings? I knew you were at a wedding.
We had 3 weddings in 2 weeks, but like one was like I went to one, she went to one the same night.
I saw that you were solo one night on the pictures.
Yep. Yeah, I was solo with my college friends. She had a cousin's wedding, and then Jim, friend of mine, got married that we both went to for that. That was a good time. That was right in media, or not
Nice.
media. I don't even remember. Whatever. No, it was a good time. Finally, I think we have a chill weekend this weekend. Next weekend is my 33rd birthday, so we'll be celebrating that. Yep.
You're 30. So did I think you were older than 33? I guess not. I guess that's right. I don't know.
Yep.
All right. Well, happy birthday, man. Look
Yep.
at you. What are you guys going to be doing?
Well, that's Cowboys weekend, so we'll probably probably go out on the day after. But
now, since you guys are still in the Amazon love phase, when you get old like me, you try to use anniversaries and birthdays as ways to get some extra loving from the wife. Try to use it as a chip. What do you want for your birthday? You know what I want for my birthday. It's like, well, yeah, but I'm getting you these Jordans. Awesome. You know what I want for my birthday. You can return all those things. That's the era I'm in right now, where every birthday or holiday, like Valentine's Day.
Don't spend the money, please.
Don't spend the money. You know what I want. You guys don't have to worry about that. But like, no, my birthday's coming up in December, and like I definitely am like, yep, let's go.
Can we get the hotel room again, but not be sick and dying this time?
Dude, my daughter who had strep, she had strep first of the kids. She got it, like she never got rid of it.
Oh, she's still sick?
Well, no, she got on Friday. It was Friday. Like at dinner time, she's like, I don't want to eat. And I'm like, let me feel your head. And I'm like, oh my God, you have a fever again. Like, does your throat hurt? She's like, yup. I'm like, so the amoxicillin didn't kill the strep. So this kid's been on antibiotic. Now she's on a more powerful antibiotic to kill it. And it worked. Yeah. So she's running along like Saturday. She missed her cheer game. They're running 102 fever. It's just disaster, man. Damn kids. So anyway. All right. Well, there you go. Birthday weekend next weekend. So we'll talk next week before your birthday. What day is your birthday?
Saturday.
Oh, good birthday day. Now, do you put your Venmo or your Cash App out on social media so people will buy you stuff?
No. No.
There was somebody that I'm not even gonna. Somebody that worked in media that, not in media, Pennsylvania, that worked in like the media.
Yes.
That on her birthday put out like, yep, who's buying me drinks? And put out her Cash App and her Venmo, and I'm like, I'm not. That's for sure. I'm not Venmoing you any money.
No, I always think that like when people do that for like bachelorette parties, I'm like, that's why you were invited. You were invited to pay for their stuff. Like, I'm not paying for it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, if their significant other wants to send money to you for the group to get drinks, that's fine. But like, no, like I'm not paying for like your bachelorette party. Sorry, no.
Yeah, no. I you know what I did for Radio Lamonaco, who's the Lamonaco family, a guided door and window. And I think we did this too, maybe for the honeymoon, but it's like contribute to our honeymoon. So instead of giving them like a check or whatever, it's like, we'll just contribute for the honeymoon. We do it right now. We can put a little like message in there to them and they see it. Like, that's the thing to do.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. There you go. No, it was not Aton, AJ. Not Aton. No, I said she. And it's not somebody that I've worked with in radio. It's not a sports radio person. It's just somebody that I know that's in the media, and I see the tweets come out, and I'm just like, all right, like really, like I guess if people bite and you get money, then whatever. But I'm not asking people for, I'm not soliciting them for money with my Cash App. Not that I have.
I mean, if you guys want to send me money to my Venmo for any reason, that's fine. I'm not going to be soliciting it for a drink. But if you want to send me Venmo, you can send me Venmo.
Do you have a Venmo?
Yeah,
you do. So you use that. All right.
Yeah, because I send money to and from like my friends, like when we pay for stuff.
I don't know why I would have thought initially that you didn't have Venmo, but yeah, like you're,
Yeah, it's great. Venmo is awesome.
Venmo is awesome. What did we do before Venmo? Went to the Mac machine. Oh, I still call it the Mac machine.
The ATM.
The ATM, yes.
Dude, I have a buddy that like I love him dearly, but he'll just be like, "Oh, like you get this round, I'll get the next round." It's like, all right, great. I get the round. When it's his turn, it's like I got the last one. I'm like, wait, what? Where was the one in between? Like, okay, whatever.
Right.
Fine. So next thing you know, I'm paying his whole tab. And it's like, dude, I'm Venmoing you. Or before Venmo, it'd be like, you owe me a tab. And it's like, nope, never got that. Now with Venmo, it's like, yeah, you owe me, buddy. Here it is. Done.
Yeah, for sure. It's too. I mean, anytime you go anywhere, like the snack stand at where my daughter cheers and they have football, so they just have the Venmo thing. It's like $3. All right, Venmo, boom.
Because they don't take cash anymore.
Nobody takes cash anymore.
So,
you know, at the Phillies game, they don't take cash at all.
Yeah, it's all cards.
Like literally, I had some cash, and I was like, well, I'll bring it down to the game, and it's like, oh, that's right, they don't take cash.
The only thing that's crappy about Venmo, and it's funny, I never thought of this until it happened to me. Was I was actually working at a WIP event, and it was like at a Wawa or something. I don't even remember. And there was like a Girl Scout cookie thing, and they're like, oh, like you want to buy something? And I'm like, nah, sorry, I don't have any cash. And they're like, oh, we take Venmo. And I'm like, you got me. Like, I can't say I don't have Venmo. So it's like, that's the only shitty thing about having Venmo. Those types of people.
Now.
Yes. I can't say I have no money.
Unless you just plow right through them and you're like, nah,
right.
I'm cool.
Just be like, I'm good. It's like, you had to free out with the no cash excuse though.
I was thinking you brought up Wawa. I was thinking about the Wawa bathroom. But I had an incident at the Target bathroom this week. So I go from work to Target. So that's a good, and traffic with construction and accidents were brutal trying to get home this week. So it was like not brutal, but it was like a 55 minute drive. So I got to go to the bathroom. I have a bladder of an old woman. Like legit, I've been to the doctor for it or whatever, and they want me to do they want me to do these exercises, get on the ground to strengthen like muscles down there or whatever. I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. But so I go into Target because I gotta get a couple things from Target. So I go right into the bathroom, and there's a dude in there dropping a deuce. Now, I will be coming out shortly with a list of the top 5 worst places to have to drop a deuce. And Target does not make the top 5, but Target is not a good bathroom. It's not a good public bathroom. It's okay. Like, it's not great. I'll go in there and take a leak and I get out. But I definitely, when I go to Starbucks, I appreciate the Starbucks bathroom. It's normally clean. It's a single stall. You close the door behind you. You don't have to worry about someone coming in and bothering you. If you got to go number 2, you can do it. And, you have privacy and no one's breathing down your throat. So this guy's in there and you can hear it. He's just like, so much toilet paper's coming out. You just hear the roll. It's like,
oh no.
It never stops. It's just like, man, like this guy, and it totally stinks in there. So I'm taking a leak, and it's almost like this guy's rushing to get done. Don't you, if you're in a public bathroom taking a dump, don't you wait if you know somebody walks in? You don't want to meet the person at the sink. You want to let them pee so they leave, and then you can get out and not have to be the guy like, oh, hey, how you doing? I was just taking this smelly dump in the stall over here.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so meanwhile, he rushes out. Bro, he didn't even think about running that water. He went right out the door. So now I'm
getting out of Dodge.
I'm doing the shake because I got to go over and quickly rinse my hands so I can go to see who did this, because I was worried it was an employee. And if it would have been an employee, I would have went nuts. All right? So I do the shake. I pee in my underwear because I'm not totally done, right? And I go out and I catch a glimpse of him walking away, and it has to be him. So it was not an employee. But I see
thank God.
What a dirtbag. So I'm out in the parking lot and I'm pushing the cart, put it back in. Who comes cruising out? The dude. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, but just think about that. Like, all right, I'm not crazy about washing my hands, but when I get home, I wash my hands. Before I eat, I wash my hands. After taking a dump, I wash my hands. If I'm taking a leak at home, I'm not washing my hands every time. Sorry, I'm not gonna lie and say that I do that. But like, like sometimes you take a fucking big crap and it's like, you get shit on your hands. I don't know. Put it under a black light.
I don't think you're wiping your ass right.
You can't like put your hand over a black light after wiping and then seeing if there's any fecal matter on there. This dude, there's a better chance than not that there was, and he just leaves and he's opening the door and he's touching stuff. Like, oh my God.
He had to get out of Dodge, man. Sometimes it happens. I'm kidding. That's fine. It's disgusting.
One time I saw Chris Wheeler just cruise from the stall right out the door down at the Phillies game. Just saying. And I like Wheels too.
No.
Definitely happened. All right, so there you go. Yep, top 5 places. Because I thought of it from being at a porta potty. And I didn't actually have to take a dump in a porta potty, but like I went in there and it wasn't one of the porta potties that was just serviced like the day before for the weekend. It was the one that was overdue by a week or two. And it's like, oh my God, there's no sanitizer left in the thing. It hasn't been emptied. Yep.
Did you ever do like Firefly or anything like that? Like those kind of like festival type?
I mean, the mid 90s, I would do it. So I don't even remember what it was like.
But like you sleep over, it's like they have like the porta potty set up.
Oh yeah, dude. No. Oh my God.
Dude, I was like staking out the truck, the cleanup truck. As soon as that thing went in there and cleaned, I was like, all right, I'm going. It's like
right
7. Oh yeah, because it's like 6:45 in the morning. They're cleaning it out every day. I was like, oh, I gotta get it while it's clean.
Yeah. No, you're right. It's good strategy.
Because by the time 7 o'clock that night, that's done.
The Wawa bathroom is an all-time bad. I would go in my pants at Lincoln Financial Field at the Eagles game before I'd maybe not. But like a Phillies game, all-time bad place. Eagles game, all-time bad place.
Any place that you have to be like, I'm waiting in line for the stall instead of the urinal is it's a bad. Right. Because like then it's like, oh, you have to acknowledge that you're waiting for a stall too. It's like, oh,
right.
Nah,
like, hey, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah, I gotta take a shit. Like
pharmacy bathrooms, and I won't say the name of the particular pharmacy that I've seen. Pharmacy bathrooms generally aren't clean and are overlooked by staff. Yes.
Yeah, I can see that.
Good places. Starbucks. Good place. It pisses me off at Wegmans because so you walk in and there's like 2 urinals and then there's a stall and the stall's right next to the urinal. I would not want to have to go in there. And then they have a family area where it is a changing pad in it. It's like almost like its own separate thing. So you go in and it's a door. You go in the door and there's a changing pad and there's a toilet and there's a sink. So like, I how many times I've had to change a diaper at Wegmans. The employees will go in there when they have to go number 2. So I'll go in with a kid, and even like if I have to go to the bathroom and I can't not go, I take the kids in there because like I don't want them standing in the bathroom while I go.
Right.
At least there's privacy in there. So you go in there and it's like, it's occupied. Who's in there? So I'll go wait outside. It's a friggin' employee because he wants privacy going to the bathroom. Like, sorry, you don't get that privacy, dude. You go in the regular stall and be humiliated. No, not King of Prussia Wegmans, Collegeville. Up by me. All right, there you go. All right, Delco Steve, I gotta get out of here. I'm sleeping back in bed. He's on the couch this week.
I don't even want to know.
Yeah, well, no, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
Everything's good. Everything's fine. No problems here. All right, man. Well, listen, we'll be back. We'll be back next week. And again, watch me on PHLY. every morning at 8 a.m. or whenever on YouTube, PHLY. Search it, and you can watch it whenever. Are you doing this? Look at you.
Yeah. Well, you always get done. You get done your thing, and you go, "Oh, we got to feed the ducks," and then we talk for another. 2 minutes.
You know what? You should do that. You're like the board op.
That's why. Just get ahead of the game.
Why can't I hear it?
It's at the reset. You just happen to catch it at the very end where it's going to loop back through.
There it is. All right, everybody have a good one. Don't follow Delco Steve. You can post. I saw the post that you had from the weddings.
Yeah, it's been a little lax lately.
All right, we'll get back on it.
We'll have some content, sure. I'm sure.
Need some content. All right, everybody. See ya.
Peace.